Hi, this is Elizabeth, business librarian at Western Washington University. This is a video on how to do some basic industry research. When you're doing industry research, one of the first things you should do is find out what your NAICS is, or North American Industrial Classification System. NAICS is a way that the federal government gathers statistics on industries, and it can be important to research because it's how a lot of our resources actually classify and organize industry. So when you're looking for industry information, knowing your NAICS can help you kind of narrow a search. Knowing what your NAICS is can also help you figure out what industry you don't want to look in, or even where to look in for some competitors. So we're going to stick with the idea of looking for information on coffee or Starbucks. I want information about the Starbucks industry. Now, specifically, I'm interested in Starbucks stores, so the cafes. This is important to figure out because Starbucks sells coffee, roasted coffee in stores. They also sell coffee in their own stores, but they sell coffee at grocery stores. They also sell like those bottled frappuccinos. They sell all kinds of things in their stores. They sell food, they sell CDs. So there are different things to think about when you're looking at coffee shops. And when you're thinking about Starbucks, I just want coffee shops. Now, NAICS does not search by brand or company. It only searches by keyword or industry keyword. So I did a search for coffee. Now, there's quite a bit here. You see, we have roasted coffee, instant coffee. Those are all things that Starbucks does. But again, I want the cafes. Now, if you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see coffee shop with on-premise brewing, meaning they brew their own coffee. So 722515. Let's take a look at that. This will give me a definition. So it's not just coffee. It's frozen yogurt, cookies, popcorn, but again, coffee, juices, or sodas for consumption on or near the premises. And you see also they may carry and sell a combination of snack, non-alcoholic, and other related products. So that really sounds like Starbucks. So some examples. Cross references other industries that may be related to this industry. And that can be important when you're looking for competitors because your competitors won't necessarily be just coffee shops. And again, we come down here and we'll see coffee shop on premises brewing. You see there's three different numbers. This is the 2002 NAICS, 2007, no, these are the same, and there's 2012, so 2012. It really depends. Some resources will use 2007, some will use 2012. I tend to default to go with the most current just because it is the most current. But that is something to be aware of. There is 722213, 722515. A change in a NAICS code generally means that the industry has changed and the code is shifting to accommodate for that kind of change. So now what? Well, I'm going to go to IBISWorld. IBISWorld is our main industry database. They are marketing industry databases, and they cover more than 700 industries. Now we can look at a list if we wanted to, and we could search through. But actually, what I want to do is I want to search by this code. And I get nothing. I know that there is a code in here for Starbucks. What that is telling me is that they just don't have anything for that specific industry by that specific industry code. It could be because they are using the older industry code, and that looks like that would be the case. Now, you can also search by brand, by company name, and this is also a good way to see other industries that your company operates in. So we have coffee production, that would be that roasting, coffee snacks and shops, and that's what we want. And so that's that 72221B. Now that's not the same as the 72213. The B generally means they're breaking out that industry into smaller industries. So this covers a lot of different types of industries and different types of stores. By adding that B to the code, it's IBISWorld's way of focusing that report. But you'll also see supermarkets, they're selling coffee, street vendors, tea. These are all different industries that Starbucks operates in. But again, I want to look just at coffee and snacks. So this is the industry report. This is the front page. The entire report is available here as a PDF. You can download it. You can also search within a report. This is useful especially if you're searching for a smaller company or a smaller brand. You can search for an industry report and then search within it to see if it's mentioned. So industry at a glance gives you just that, some basic numbers. The key external drivers, you can click on any of these and it will take you to another report under here, the industry risk ratings, that will give you some general information about consumer spending. Key external drivers to your industry and current performances. So again, we got information here on coffee. Coffee price spikes, new products, new markets. There's probably an expansion of markets. Industry outlook, growth, wage. The industry is mature, so it's in the mature phase of its life cycle. It's growing faster than the overall rate. Products and markets, supply chains, and then links to those industries. Competitive landscape. So concentration is medium. So there are top 4 players and they have 67.9% of the market share. Cost structure. Now major companies is where you're going to see that market share broken out. So the 2 main companies with the majority of the market share are Dunkin's and Starbucks. Starbucks is 37.7, Dunkin' is 25.5. List their brands. And if you come down here far enough to other companies, now there are 3 companies listed. One of them is just below the screen that you see. So you have Einstein, which is going to be bagels, in addition to coffee, 2.5, and Tim Hortons in Canada, and that's 2.2. So that gives you a basic rundown. And then operating conditions and key statistics. Now something to think about. So those are all coffee shops. What about a company like McDonald's? McDonald's sells coffee. They are often sometimes trying to move into premium coffee. I don't know if they are mentioned, but we can do a search. Oops. I searched in the wrong thing. I want to search within the report. So they don't actually show up. I don't know if it makes a difference. No, because we are looking just at coffee shops. So that's something to consider as well. You can search for competitors. You can see if they show up within that report. You can come back to IBISWorld and you can search for other companies that you think may be competitors to Starbucks and look for information there as well. And some of the follow-up videos, I will talk about how to use Mergent as a way to find both company information and also to look for competitor information. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help.